The man was in the studio rope but accidentally fell off. His whole body fell rapidly downwards, but luckily a rope jam happened. That helped him escape. Frank held onto the edge of the window for some relief. He noticed a man running down the stairs in a panic. He knew it was this man who did it, so he quickly adjusted the rope and rappelled towards the ground, and chased after him as soon as he hit the ground. He collided with the man, but due to the weight of Frank's equipment, he was always at a distance from the man, and he had an accomplice in tow. By the time he got there, the man had fled. Frank was confused. He didn't know the man's intentions, but he thought of the ransacking of his home. He felt that things were not simple, so he quickly dismantled the equipment on his body and ran towards his home. When he realized that his pregnant wife was fine, Frank was also finally relieved, but what he didn't know was, the man had already died at the hands of his accomplice's gun. After his wife fell asleep, Frank climbed up to the roof through the window and took out a key in one of the chimneys. He guessed that the other party's purpose was probably this key, so he hid the key in the sink drain. At that moment his wife came in at the sound of voices. Frank didn't know what to say, and his wife had noticed something. She thought Frank had been acting strange the last few days. She was about to ask him what had happened, but then there was a sudden commotion outside. Then a group of gunmen broke down the door. Frank rushes out and fights them. Look at his decisive and sharp moves. Obviously not a simple character. His wife also joined in the fight, although the woman was pregnant, but her fighting strength is also very strong. But the incoming enemy was so numerous. Eventually they were completely controlled by the other side. They took a gun and put it in Frank's hand, and put his fingerprints on it, and had one man quickly take away from the scene. They ransacked Frank's house again, but they still didn't have what they were looking for. The leader was losing patience. He warned Frank to hand it over, or the next day's news would be like this. A husband shot his wife 8 months pregnant. He even had the audacity to remove his hood. They used it as a deterrent to Frank, but Frank knew that handing it over would only get him killed, so he chose to keep his mouth shut. Seeing that Frank still refused to talk, David asked his men to carry out the second phase. They turned on a computer and connected Frank's cell phone to it. After the hacker's operation, the phone's built-in communication receiver was blocked. They want to take Frank's cell phone, and blocking the signal would prevent it from being tracked. They then pinned his wife to the couch.